Not my son. How could this happen? I raised my son to have a healthy fear of drugs and alcohol. We raised our kids in a sober home. I was the director of Celebrate Recovery for years. One Easter, it happened also to be 420 Day. We drove into Denver to attend an Easter service, and it smelled of marijuana. My son was repulsed, and he said he would never touch it. Fast forward, at 18 years old, he began to exhibit both physical and mental health challenges. We were dealing with chronic Lyme disease and also mold exposure. I actually took him to a medical cannabis specialist in Boulder, which I regret so much. He thought cannabis might help him with inflammation and anxiety. So my son got a medical marijuana card. He refused to follow up with the doctor and began to abuse cannabis. My son's moods became extreme. He became mean, grandiose, and paranoid. During the pandemic, my son became focused on conspiracy theories. He believed the government was evil and trying to control us. After an intervention, he went to Raleigh House for 90 days, followed by a 90 days of intensive outpatient program. But the pandemic limited the support that he was provided. My son was sane and grounded for about 8 months, but he soon exhibited the signs of cannabis abuse. His eyes became dark, his moods erratic, he refused treatment, and I had to have him leave my home because he was scary. Without going into full details, my son has experienced homelessness, mental hospitals, and jail. I can't begin to tell you how sad, anxious, and completely helpless this makes me feel. My son has now been incarcerated for 8 months and is sober and sane. He recently was sentenced to prison for his last psychotic break, which had him running from the police. I believe incarceration is what my son needs, as he would not stay away from marijuana and would not comply with medication or recovery. But believe me when I say, I was in denial. I believed my son was going to be okay because he was not using heavy drugs. I believed cannabis to be benign, and I even voted for legalization in 2012 here in Colorado. Now I know that THC is a heavy drug, and my son's marijuana use ruined his life. Cannabis-induced psychosis is real. It happened to my son. Educate your child on the harms of THC at johnny'sambassadors.org.